How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk with TJ. So yesterday I installed the iOS 11 Public Beta 2. Now, I recommend that everyone waits until at least the second release of the public beta because by that time, a lot of the major bugs and glitches have been smoothed over. Plus, it is beta software, so you're always going to have some bugs and glitches, but nothing as major as you'll find in like the first developed preview, for example. So with that being said, this video will not be going through all the entire list of new features in iOS 11. I'm sure there's tons of other videos on YouTube that will do that. I just really want to go through some of my favorite new features that I think make the most difference for the iPad Pro. And it's very safe to say that this is by far the most iPad friendly, iPad focused, if you will, iOS release ever. So with that being said, starting off with the dock, I think that's the most obvious by looking at the home screen in iOS 11, there is a beautiful new dock. Now that dock can be accessed no matter where you are in an application. If you want to get to the dock, you just simply swipe up. It's that simple. That is, again, one of my most favorite new features, combined with the fact that you can also open the app switcher has been greatly enhanced. So now to open two apps on top of each other, all you have to do is just drag this up from the dock and open it right up. It's that simple. It really is a huge improvement from what we saw in the past. So you can be looking, you can be researching a particular app that you want to, that you want to know more about. You can be researching that in Chrome while you're looking through the apps on the App Store. That's just one example, but that gives you a good idea. Another thing is the Control Center. I think it was about time that they finally did give us something better than having multiple screens to swipe through on the in front of the screen. Now Control Center is just one screen, and it's very simple. And on iPhone with 3D Touch, you can even do more, but you can also do quite a bit on the iPad as well. You obviously just very simple. You just slide your finger if you want to control volume. It's really that simple. And you'll notice here there's also a new screen recording option. Now this is functional. It records the screen, but what it doesn't actually do is record audio. So this is, again, one of my favorite new features, but sadly not fully functional. But it is, by the time the Golden Master comes out, which is the final version of iOS 11 in September, it will be functional, I'm sure. And this is probably, again, on my top 3 list of favorite new features because I wanted a screen recording option for so long. And yes, there was other ways to do it in the past, but now it's just built right into iOS, and I love that. So to stop that, you're just gonna tap on that again, and you say stop. So besides that, we also now have the new notifications, which I love. I love this new lock screen. Instead of having a separate notifications center and a lock screen, they basically just combined the two. So all your notifications are now here. You just swipe down and you can go through that. You can still swipe over to see other information as well, but it's all combined into one simple view, which I think is really cool. Another really great new feature in iOS 11 that I would consider on my top list of new features is the fact, and this is actually one that I'm not going to actually demonstrate because for one, it's too difficult to reach around the camera, but for two, is that I don't want to have to enter my password. But the new feature of being able to tap tap the lock screen to open up the Notes application You can now start taking notes instantly using the Apple Pencil. And I think that's going to be so great for those like me who intend on using an iPad Pro for college. Taking notes in class couldn't be any simpler with the iPad Pro. So I think with a lot of these new features, it really brings the iPad Pro to closer to the productive level of the Surface. Now again, the key word here is I'm saying the level of productivity of the Surface Pro. I'm not comparing the two, because I think that's like comparing apples to oranges, but I'm saying that at least they have become closer with these enhancements in iOS 11. Now on top of that, we also do have, and this is my last new feature that I'm going to cover in this video, but the new Files app. Now, okay, it is true that some people are saying this is essentially just a little bit better version of the iCloud Drive app that we already have. And in some ways that might be true, but I think it's the closest thing that Apple is ever going to give us to a file navigation system on the iPad. So you can, all of your other, I guess you could say, Drive services are on here as well. Whether I have Google Drive, Dropbox, those are the two that I use the most, and of course iCloud Drive as well. But all you have to do to access those locations is just tap on it and search through the files as you would normally. It's that simple. So it's really quite handy that these Drive services are now in one centralized location. So with that being said, guys, that is just a look at some of my favorite new features in iOS 11. There's a lot more to come with this. I'll be doing more videos soon. So guys, stay tuned. And if you like my content, please hit that subscribe button below. Until next time, peace out for now.